Well, what else can you say about this here UFC 308? Khamzat Bors Chimaev in the co-main event doing what he does, man. But to do it against Robert Whittaker and break his jaw like that, I'm not sure I've ever seen anything quite like it.
No, it was nuts because he did it fast. It took all of 5 seconds for Rob to tap. And you know how tough Robert Whittaker is. So in order for him to tap, in that time, it had to be a squeeze that he'd never felt before.
Yeah.
But the fact that Khamzat just took him down, I got a text from Kamaru Usman in the after the fight, and he goes, man, that kid is something else in the first round. He goes, you got to be ready for him.
Well, and Khamzat Chimaev was asked this week if Robert Whittaker was the toughest challenge of his career, and he said respectfully that he felt like Kamaru Usman was a tougher fight, and it certainly proved to be. Mm-hmm. We sort of referenced Sean Strickland, and this was not a great result for him. No. The last thing he could afford was to have Khamzat Chimaev go out there and steamroll Robert Whittaker. What's next for Khamzat?
Well, it feels like it should be a title fight, but you don't want to, Sean Strickland he deserves it.
Yes.
But it feels like this guy earned it tonight with a much more impressive performance. This guy looked like a world beater, as he has done time and time again. For me, it feels like it should be Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis next, without question.
And I think Khamzat Chimaev, it stands to reason, will be the betting favorite. We know Strickland has stepped up repeatedly for this promotion,
yes,
but this result I don't think is great for Sean. We shall see. As far as this main event is concerned, Ilia Topuria, 27 years of age, right? I mean, when is his fighting prime? Like 3 years from now?
Yeah, he's not even in his prime, and he's doing this. But it's not even just about the victories, right? The way that he won, it's the people that he's fighting back to back. He got here in 2020. Max Holloway and Alexander Volkanovski were in their trilogy, fighting each other at the top of the sport, by far the two best featherweights in the world. He's watching these guys as a kid, just making his debut, and now he's knocked them both out in 1 year. He said he was going to do it. To be able to deliver on those promises, we don't see that very often.
There have been a lot of powerful fighters at 45 and 55 that have not been able to lay claim to a knockout of Max Holloway. That is Ilia Topuria's reality. As far as his future is concerned, right, he talks so much about maximizing developmental time and training in silence away from everybody else. This featherweight division is in fine fettle, as our colleague John Gooden would say. But it just feels like it's going to take a Herculean effort for somebody to beat this 27-year-old.
Absolutely. I mean, he fought the two best in their prime. We're not talking about two guys that are over the hill. These guys are in their prime. Max Holloway never looked better in his career than what he did against Justin Gaethje. Went out there tonight and fought well. Max was fighting well. And Ilia Topuria still found him. He still found him. And for the first time that I've ever seen, when he hit Max with that right hand, you could see visually that it bothered Max. And we don't get that. Max usually has a very good poker face. Left hook hits him, drops him, ends it. Unbelievable.
All right, you know I'm a betting man. I'll bet you $10,000 that Ilia Topuria is not going to be in Sydney, Australia in February to defend this title against Alexander Volkanovski.
Why would he?
Maybe we get Madrid mid-year?
Oh, my God. Could you imagine going to Madrid?
Yes.
I bet they could sell out the Bernabeu. 90,000 to watch him? Crazy.
Hopefully it's not during wrestling season. We need you there.
I'm not
but
going.
For Ilia Topuria, right, at 27 years of age, to stack these two wins, right, is one of the more incredible years we've had. And it's funny that in some respects it does reopen the Fighter of the Year conversation with Alex Poatan Pereira. I mean, du Plessis in the mix too, but this kid's the real deal.
He's the real deal, man. I honestly don't know if we've seen someone with that ability, because he can wrestle. He came here as a grappler, and he's knocking everybody out. He's tremendous.
I don't want to put you on the spot and ask you what is a tougher fight, Alexander Volkanovski or Diego Lopez, but the calculated nature of Topuria suggests to me that maybe the Lopez fight is a little bit more challenging to prepare for.
Because he hasn't done it before.
With rest, I think presents a huge problem.
That right there, John, is the great. He hasn't fought. He will not have fought for like a year.
Right.
He will be fresh. He will have time. That makes Alexander Volkanovski very dangerous.
All right, the last thing I'll say, Ilia Topuria and Khamzat Chimaev came in here, according to some, as prohibitive favorites. And, man, did they show you that they deserve that distinction and then some tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, you see a changing of the guard, right?
Yeah.
For a long time, Robert Whittaker has been the guy at middleweight, even if he wasn't a champion.
Yeah.
He was always one of the guys. And so was Max Holloway. So was Alexander Volkanovski. But it felt like we needed to combine Max and Volk. And tonight, a combination of both, back-to-back, Ilia got through them. And how gracious is he? I mean, he's smiling.
He's the man,
He's putting these dudes over. He's the best, man.
And I wasn't kidding when I said he could play shortstop in Major League Baseball if he was so inclined. You know, incredible result for Ilia Topuria, and we'll see when he defends that title. But a memorable night here at UFC 308, and Wheels up. We're headed off to Doha, Qatar. Thank you all for watching. For DC, I'm John Anik. Back to you guys.